ॐ गणानां त्वा गणपतिगुं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमम् ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणस्पत नः शृण्वन्नोतिभिः सीदसादनम् प्रणो देवी सरस्वती वाजेभिर्वाजिनीवती धीनामवित्रयवतु गणेशाय नमः सरस्वत्यै नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम्.
Respected guest speaker for today, Sri Sanjay Sahni sir. Dear sisters and brothers, a loving Sai Ram to one and all. Today marks a special day on multiple fronts. Today is the day of Akshaya Tritiya, a day that symbolizes wealth and prosperity. A day when Maharshi Vedvyasa dictated the great Itihas, Mahabharata, which was written down by Lord Ganesha. This very day, on 19th of April, 11 years ago, Swami blessed us to begin this seva in the form of Samarpan, where we get an opportunity to invite guest speakers to share their pearls of wisdom from the Ananta Sagar of Sai Bhagavatam. It is our great good fortune to have one such eminent speaker for today on this 11th anniversary, Sri Sanjay Sahni sir. Few lines about sir. Sri Sanjay Sahni sir originally hails from Delhi and has been at Swami's Divine Lotus feet since the last 4 decades. An alumnus of Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning, sir belongs to the first batch of the 5-year integrated program launched by the institute in 1982. He had a distinguished academic career, securing gold medals for both BCom and MCom. Post completion of his studies, Bhagwan handpicked sir to join as the faculty in the Department of Commerce at Prashanthi Nilayam in 1987, followed by Brindavan campus in 1993. Sir held various senior positions in the institute. Some of them include Warden of Sri Sathya Sai Hostel from 1990 to 1993, Principal of Brindavan campus in 2002, Director of Brindavan campus in 2011, Controller of Examination at Bhagwan's University from 2016 to 2023. Post his retirement in 2024, Sir continues to serve as an Associate Professor at the Prashanthi Nilayam campus in the Department of Management and Commerce. He is associated with value education courses at the university and has participated in several national and international conferences on value education in India, Asia, Middle East and Europe. He is a sought-after speaker on Bhagwan's mission and his messages. Now I would like to request Sir to share his pearls of wisdom with us. Sai Ram.
Offering my loving pranams at Bhagwan's lotus feet, revered elders, brothers and sisters. Dharmakshetre Kurukshetre Samaveta Yuyutsavaha Mamakaha Pandavaschaiva Kim Kurvat Sanjaya. This is the opening stanza of the Bhagavad Gita. So if this Sanjaya were to be asked, what are my people doing on this Sunday evening in Dharmakshetra, Mumbai? There is only one observation I can make. Swami, they are chanting Vedam, they are doing bhajans in your name, and they have all assembled together here to listen to your story and your glory. The Sri Sathya Sai avatar is not like any other avatar. One day Swami was conversing with the finance officers of our two super speciality hospitals, Whitefield and Prasanthi. And this is what Swami himself said. He said, there have been avatars in the past, there will be avatars in the future, but there will not be another Sri Sathya Sai avatar. Na bhuto na bhavishyati. What he underlined for all of us is that as per our understanding in our culture, avatars come sambhavami yuge yuge. But this is a very, very special time in the history of the world, the universe, that this trilogy of three avatars chose to come at this point of time. Shirdi Sai, Sathya Sai and Prem Sai. And the most dynamic phase of all the three avatars, as he himself has said, was the Sri Sathya Sai avatar. And it will never ever come again. So we are contemplating on a phenomena which is only once in the spectra of time. Why did Swami come amidst all of us? Why did he give us that bhagyam to come to his lotus feet? It will always remain a mystery, and each one can think for himself. Some years ago, I was coming out of the Gayatri temple in Prasanthi, and there was this lady who saw me and she said, I would like to speak to you, can you wait for me? I said, Amma, you go finish your pradakshina, I will wait. In the meantime, I finished the pradakshina in the Lakshmi temple, which was adjacent, and I was waiting for her, and she came. And then she introduced herself, and she said that I happened to see you in the YouTube in the Samarpan session. So you know how important is Samarpan session, and especially Dharmakshetra Samarpan session. I want to tell our team here, because even till today, I came 11 years ago and spoke in this very hall. Even till today, people keep coming and telling me, sir, they think that like it happened yesterday, and they come and tell me about that particular edition of Samarpan. So, you know, it constantly reminds me how it is important to be in a satsang in Swami's own place. So she shared some of her experiences. Her husband was very sick, and Swami saved his life. And then she dropped this bombshell. She said, we are from Bombay, and how many times Swami has come to Mumbai, how many years he has been on earth, even once, you know, he did not whisper into our ear that, see, I have come and you come and have my darshan here. Forget Prasanthi. Even Mumbai he could have called me. Why did he do this? I was totally stumped. How do you answer a person who has not seen Swami, who has been in this place? How many times Swami has visited Dharmakshetra over the decades? And how do I answer Swami, this lady, and her anguish? This was my thought. And like a tube light, you know, is switched on. After a few seconds, suddenly there was a flash. And I asked her, are you coming here for the first time? He said, no. We have come many times after Swami's Mahasamadhi, but after COVID it is our first visit. And then I told her, Swami would say that those who come to me again and again, mark my words, those who come to me again and again, I have a relationship with them across several lifetimes. That is why they are coming here. So she was so satiated by the answer, and I also got a chance to contemplate what it is to come to Swami's bhajan, or come to Swami's satsang, or come to Swami's own residence. It is not just any other event in our daily life. Few weeks ago, I was interacting with Mr. Narasimhan, who is the director of the Sri Sathya Sai Mobile Hospital and also of our General Hospital at Prasanthi. And he shared this very beautiful conversation. 2010, there was this meet of doctors organized in Karnataka. So even though Swami was in Patti, he happened to go to attend that meeting. And in the course of the deliberations, one of the elders shared this with all the doctors and the medical fraternity who had assembled there. And I feel what transpired in the conversation is so special that it must reach a much wider audience. And that's why I'm using this platform of Samarpan to communicate with all of you who are here, and also many who will get a chance to perhaps hear these words when they see it in the digital media. So this elder was in Trai Vrindavan, and he was having one-to-one interaction with Swami. He said, Swami, is it okay if I ask you a question? And Swami was very obliging. He says, ask, what do you want to ask? He said, Swami, we all feel that we are close to you. I want to ask you to whom you feel close to. And when this question was posed to Swami, Swami felt a little awkward answering it, and he tried his little bit to parry the question. He said, should I tell that? But this elder of ours was not willing to give up so easily. He said, yes, Swami, we want to hear it from your lips. And these were the pearls of words which came from Swami's lips. He said, to those whom I have entrusted my work, and to those whom I am getting my work done, I feel close only to them. Contemplate on the significance of what he has said. To those whom I have entrusted my work, and from whom I am getting my work done, I feel close only to them. One day Swami was speaking to the students in Trai, and this was what he shared with all of us that day. He said, so many people come to me. Students come seeking education. I bless them. They are satisfied and they go away. Parents come. They want marriage of their children to take place. I bless them and they go away. Patients come, they have so many health problems. They come to me for my blessings, I bless them, they go away. Business people come, they want to succeed in their business, I bless them and they go away. And then Swami made this statement, who is it who comes for me? You should not be careless. You should be caretakers of Sai. This is what he said. You should be caretakers of Sai. And I thought to myself, what does Swami mean? Is he meaning that somebody should be serving him personally? Even if that were so, how many people can really do that? So what did Swami mean by saying you should be caretakers of Sai? And this is, in my understanding, that Swami came amidst us with a mission. And to be associated in that mission in whatever small way, in whatever way we could contribute, to be associated with that mission of his is to be a caretaker of Sai. Because his mission is endless. His form was there with us, we enjoyed it. But today, just because the physical form is not there, it doesn't mean that he is not there. It doesn't mean also that his mission has stopped. His mission is endless. Just to share, many times when I interact with people, they say, how are the students experiencing Swami today? See, the kind of experience students had when Swami was physically there was very beautiful. But the way he is connecting with the students today is of a different dimension. And I will share with you a couple of experiences. So I just come down back to teaching after serving in administration for many years. And there was this student of mine, every month he would leave for his native place to get a blood transfusion done. He was a thalassemia patient. And because every time he would have to miss a few classes, he would come and personally tell me, "Sir, I am going for my blood transfusion." And then one day he shared his experience. So this fellow was having this problem right from his childhood. His parents took him to all doctors, wherever, and there was no relief. Every month he had to take this blood transfusion. And then he came of age and he wanted to join our university. His parents were little concerned. This fellow is having this health problem. He'll go far away. Who will take care of him? That kind of concern was there, especially for the mother. And they were not willing to give him consent till one day he took a resolve. He will not eat food till his parents give him consent. So 3 days he starved. And parents are saying they're living together and this fellow is starving and the parents had no choice. He said, "Okay, if you have to go, then our blessings are there, but don't do like this, don't starve." So with that kind of determination, this fellow joined in the university. Then it was COVID time to start with, and so all students were asked to be in their respective hometowns with their parents. And then finally, when permission came, the university opened up, they said, "Okay, now you come back." Now, when the time came to coming back, the parents, when they were handing over their child, they had to tell that this is the child's problem. And obviously, the hostel authorities were a little concerned. So they referred the matter to one doctor. And he said, no, this is a very high risk case, so we should not admit. Somehow, the warden got a thought, and he referred to another doctor in the general hospital. And they said, what is that? He has to take a blood transfusion and it can be done. So there's no problem. So out of nowhere, with all his health problems, Swami removed all his obstacles and he got a chance to study physically in Swami's hostels and campus. Then it so happened that he has to every month go for his blood transfusion. So he would go, and the mother was a little concerned because they were non-vegetarians. So she asked, why do you not have day college? Then, my child can eat whatever he likes. Now you are going to give only vegetarian food in your hostel. But that was something which the warden was not willing to compromise. He said, no. So mother was telling everybody that, see what kind of hostel it is. They are not allowing them to be day scholars. My child could have had all non-veg food. And so, each one of us, they were devotees, but yet they have their own personal likes and dislikes. So this fellow joined, and every month he would go to general hospital. He'll take a test done, and then they would permit him to go and get his blood transfusion in his native place. And after a few months, this boy shared, he would go to the hospital and the doctors would say, no, your metrics are okay and you need not go for a blood transfusion. Month after month, the whole academic year came to a close, and this boy comes and tells me that, sir, for several months together, I have not gone for the blood transfusion. Till one day, he went and met Dr. Iyer in our super specialty hospital. He is our cardiac surgeon. And Dr. Iyer told him, who tells you, don't tell anybody you are a thalassemia patient. You don't have thalassemia. Finally, the verdict was given. And look at the response of his mother. Today, after coming to know what has happened to her child, she is our biggest advertisement going around. If you want to send your child, send to Sathya Sai campus, Sathya Sai Institute. This is what happened to my son. All the kind of, concerns which he had at the time of admitting the child have disappeared. If this is not the grace of Sai, what else is? Just a few days ago, we were listening in our prayer session. This boy was having again some health issue, and he had gone for a minor surgery to his native place in Chennai. And so whatever leave had been granted, he had completed, the surgery was done, and now he was to return to Prashantlim. So he was a little late, so he hired a cab and he has to catch the train. So as he entered his cab, he saw the time and he knows how much time it is going to take to reach the railway station. So he's telling the driver, Anna, I have my train at such and such time. And is it okay? Can you see that I reach the station? Don't worry, nothing to worry. You will be there in time. So and all the time this boy is praying, Swami, may the train go a little late. And normally the train is never late. So he lands in Chennai railway station. The driver helps him with the luggage to go into the railway station. And then the driver left. And this boy hurries to the platform, and lo and behold, his train is waiting for him. And he is, so delighted to see his train, which is always on time, but that day it is late. And he goes and parks himself in the compartment. And once he is comfortable there, he said, now at least I must thank my driver and inform him, what a boon and service he has done today by seeing that I catch my train. So using the app on his mobile, he rings up to the driver. And he says, you are so-and-so? Yes, I am so-and-so. your driver with this particular cab? Yes, I am so and so. Anna, I just wanted to tell you that I am now comfortably in my compartment in the train and I have reached safely and the train has started along with me. He said, what are you talking? I don't know what you're talking. He said, Anna, just now I hired your taxi, I brought you to this station, and you brought me to the station, and you helped me with all the luggage, and I have entered my compartment, I'm inside the train, that is why I'm informing you. He said, no, I have not helped any person by your name. I am far away in some Tatanagar colony or something like that. I don't know what you're talking. This boy was stunned. He said, Swami, were you driving my cab? Did you carry my luggage? Did you delay that train? And did you ensure that I catch my train in time? He was so maha-thrilled and we were so maha-thrilled. As teachers with students, we enjoy their experiences, how our students are experiencing the presence of Sai and the omnipresence of Sai. So, where is Sai? Sai is not somewhere far away. You make a call and he is there. As far as your call can go, he is that close to us. See, this is what it is. I remember when I was visiting Europe many years ago, I think it was 2012. And so there was this student of our Prashantlayam campus. At that time I was in Vrindavan. So he had studied all the time in Prashantlayam. So I didn't know him, he didn't know me. And the program was organized by the alumni. So they had requested from Germany to come to Rome to escort me in Italy for a day or two. So he was with me. He said, sir, I don't know you and you don't know me physically. I don't know why we are together. I said, don't worry, let's enjoy the Roman holiday. So that's how we managed, and we happened to visit the house of a devotee. And just before leaving, she was a very ardent devotee of Swami, and she said, you must carry some memory of our country. And she had a small bag and she handed over to me, and she gave one bag to that student also. And so we came back to the hotel room, and when I opened my bag, I found there was a deodorant bottle inside. So I am not used to all this. I told him, see, you will have ample opportunity of using all this. So my bottle of deodorant, he had a particular brand of deodorant, I got another brand of deodorant, I gave it to him. I said, you use it in your day-to-day. I have no use for all this. So I handed over to him, and 2 days later, we were to meet in Switzerland where there was an alumni meet. So when we met, he came to me and he said, sir, I found out, I discovered why we were together in Rome. I said, what? What is your discovery? And then he explained, this was his analysis. He said, when I was in Germany, in my town, Munich, wherever I would go, I would get a particular kind of fragrance. And I go to market, I get that fragrance. I go to the university, I get that fragrance. I'm walking on the street and I get that fragrance. I could never place what is this fragrance that is coming to me so strongly. And I never could demystify this till I returned from Rome. I said, what did you discover? He said, you remember, we went to that auntie's house and she gave you a little deodorant bottle and gave me also one more, and you gave away your deodorant bottle to me. When I opened that deodorant bottle, out of the blue I found the same fragrance coming from that deodorant bottle. And then he started putting two and two together. So this is his analysis. He said, if there's any person who knows which deodorant Swami would use, it must be that auntie. And if there is any person she would give that brand of deodorant to, it was you, and she gave it to you. And what did you do? You gave it to me. So this boy's realization was that that deodorant bottle which Swami would use was the fragrance which he was experiencing everywhere in the Munich city. And he said, I experienced Swami's presence all around without knowing that it is Swami. And Swami was announcing his presence to him through that deodorant fragrance. So, where is Swami and where is he not? How do we describe the majesty? How do we describe the mystery of the divine? Many years ago, I think in the late 80s I have shared, it has got something to do with Dharmakshetra, so I'll narrate this experience. So this is the experience of a dear friend of ours, actually a Sevadal. He was an advocate in Cuttack, a person by name Prithvi Raj, and devotees know him as Raja Bhaiya. He was also a practicing advocate in the Supreme Court of India, a very ardent devotee and a highly evolved soul. So one day, in the course of his work, he happened to arrive at Bombay railway station. I think now it is called Chhatrapati Shivaji. In those days it used to be called Victoria Terminus. So he arrives and he was making his way out to the exit. And suddenly he comes across the scene which in broad daylight in Mumbai railway station, everybody is watching, and he also happened to see that scene. There was this youngster and there was this group of elders all surrounding him and some animated conversation going on. From a distance those people, the elders, were all armed. You don't see armed people, public, with arms, and they were trying to persuade him for something. He was not willing to listen. And so this Sevadal brother of ours felt this person needs help, and he wanted to just barge in and he doesn't know what is the problem, but he just wanted to help. And he was about to take a few steps in that, where he hears a voice from within, don't move, be a witness. So he didn't understand what it is, but he took that inner voice as something very, very precious, and he just watched. So the voice is saying, watch, be a witness. So in a few minutes, this animated conversation comes to an end, and suddenly he finds this whole group moving towards the exit. So he was also going to the exit, so he started following, and they go out of the station and they get into a car. And so taking heed to his inner voice, he also got into the car. And so that car is going, and he is also following in his taxi, going. And lo and behold, he finds that he has reached Dharmakshetra. And the other people are in the car. He is in his own car, and he observes that this youngster comes out of the car. And he goes up to a particular car, a very expensive, I think it was a Mercedes, and he takes out from his pocket a key. And he inserts it into the car, and the car door opens. Now he knows fully sure that this fellow has got nothing to do with that car. He is not the owner of the car. There was some, I think, function going on in Dharmakshetra, and so a lot of people had assembled, and the cars were all parked outside. And he realized that this is a group of car lifters. But again, his instruction was, be a witness. So he opened the door and he enters it, and then he tries to drive the car, but he's observing what this boy is up to. After some time, he finds that this boy is trying to get out of the car, But he doesn't the door doesn't open. He doesn't open the door. Some tussle is going on inside. He's all alone. And then suddenly he starts driving, and then he is driving, and behind him the other people started following the car, and Prithviraj is also following in the car. And they go to the highway, and so there's only one lane, and you're going straight, and in the middle of the road, in front of his eyes, because all the time he's looking at the car, I'm supposed to follow this car. Suddenly, in the middle of the highway, the car disappeared in front of his eyes. And you don't know what you do. What should we do? The car is no longer there. For a few seconds before, it was there in front of me. I have been tracking. There is no left, there is no right. It is a straight road. What has happened? He had no clue. And he, he said, I don't know what that inner voice meant. And he gave up. A few months later, he comes to Prashantilam. Swami picked him up for an interview. And so he is there inside with Swami in the interview room at Prati. And Swami asks him, how was my drama? So I think some student drama or something had been put up just before that. So he thought Swami is referring to the student drama. And he said, Swami, the students did so wonderful, this, that. No, Swami, no, not that drama. And then Swami gave him the word, that drama. You remember you went to Mumbai railway station, you saw that scene. Then, it came and hit him. I said, Swami, I don't know what happened. I followed the car and I came all the way to Dharmakshetra. And then I was following the car on the highway and suddenly the car disappeared. And then Swami took up the narration of the rest of the story. Swami said that when that boy entered the car, your assessment is correct. They were a gang of car lifters. When this boy entered the car and wanted to drive away, unknown to anybody else, unseen by anybody else, I manifested in the back seat of the car. And he was definitely surprised that in a vacant car, suddenly somebody has manifested behind him. And Swami was telling him that you follow my instructions and I will take care of you, I will protect you. So there was a tussle going on between, he said, who are you? Who are you to tell me or instruct me? You get out of the car. No, I've come here to help you, I've come here to protect you. And so this boy got so frustrated, he wanted to open the door and get out. And when he wanted to get out, Swami saw to it the doors are all locked. He cannot get out. So that's what they saw, that he was trying to get out, but he could not come out. And then finally, knowing that no other option, so he said, he started driving. And this is Swami, the Leela of Swami. They were driving, and the car, he made it disappear in front of the eyes of the followers. So both the gangsters lost track of him, and Prithviraj also found that the car is not there. And Swami said, I kept on indicating to him where he should drive the car. And he went, and said, turn left and right. Finally, they reached a particular apartment. Swami said, stop. And he said, come with me. And they came out, and Swami and he walked up the steps, and they rang the doorbell. And when the door opened, the lady of the house was there. And at this juncture, when I was narrating the story in Swami's presence, all this time, when I was narrating the story, because this is what elders told me in Trai, after the Trai session was over, we thought, what a Alfred Hitchcock story he's narrating to all of us. It is, beyond the impossible. So till this point of time, all these thoughts were going in the minds of the audience. And I said, Swami told that lady, Amma, your son has come back. At this point of the narration, immediately Swami cut me short. He said, I did not say that your son has come back. I said, I have brought back your son for you. The moment Swami made that intervention, the whole Trai erupted in a roar. Oh, it is not some cock and bull story, it is a real story. And then Swami narrated to Mr. Prithviraj the background. He said this child was a baby. When his parents had taken him to an exhibition, and in that exhibition, the child was lost. And however much the parents tried to trace the child, they could not find the child. And the mother was distraught, where is my child? Where is he? How is he? All those kinds of... A few years later, they came to know of Swami, they became devotees of Swami. And one day, Swami called them for an interview. Even in that interview, I believe Swami said, the mother told me that Swami, we lost a child. And at that point, I promised her, don't worry, Amma, I will bring your child back and restore him to you. This is the promise Swami gave to that mother. And Swami told that that day when I went with that boy to that lady's house, to that couple's house, that day happened to be the 10th anniversary of the loss of the child in the exhibition. 10 years have passed, that baby has now become a young boy, and because these gangsters of car lifters, they found this child and then they trained the child in car lifting, their own trade. And so what was happening in the railway station was, this fellow said, I don't want to do all this kind of work and I am stopping all this. And the fellow said, we trained you, we brought you up and you are an asset. We can't lose an asset. So that conversation was going back and forth in the Bombay railway station. And Swami said, by seeing that he escapes the clutches of those gangsters, I restored him back to his parents. And after narrating all this, the whole mystery, got resolved. And so that's why when I was narrating it, I said, inscrutable are the ways of the Lord. Unfathomable is His mystery. If you and I think that we can describe our Sri Sathya Sai avatar, nobody has been born on earth or ever will be born on earth to truly comprehend the majesty of the Sri Sathya Sai avatar. So when, Swami is exhorting us to participate in his mission, it's not that we have to do something big. I remember once the devotees in Bombay, they wanted to, at Nariman Point, where Gateway of India is, they wanted to construct a huge statue of Swami. So anybody visits Bombay, it would have become, I think, the number one tourist spot of Mumbai city, that you have next to Gateway of India, the huge, and they were so confident that they will get all the government permissions for it. But they had just one thing, Swami should give his consent. If Swami doesn't give his consent, we are not going to do it. And Swami never gave that consent. So that thing was abandoned. So that is not the kind of thing which Swami wants us to be doing. Sai is a silent worker. How do we engage in our work? You may be just doing at home, taking care of just the family and the kids. That itself can be such a great service to the Lord. But the only difference between two people, one who do it with the feeling that we are doing it for the divine, and the other who do the feeling, I'm doing it for my son, the bhavam is different. When you feel that this child of mine is Swami's gift to me, and I am entrusted with this responsibility, whatever I should do for that child, then it becomes God's seva. One day Swami was speaking in Vrindavan, Sai Ram hall. And in the course of his talk, he said that there is one fundamental mistake which man makes, which prevents him to get the ultimate goal of life, which is liberation. And he said, you know what it is? And for that mistake, he said, he gets the life sentence of coming back again and again into this world. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. For that one fundamental mistake. And what is that mistake, Swami said? Body consciousness. That this body, 5 feet 6 inches, 5 feet 9 inches, is me. That consciousness is what prevents you. And he said there is only one way. You will be able to transcend it. Swami never gives us a problem, diagnosis without giving solution. He said there's only one way you will be able to get over this body consciousness. And that is, whatever act you do, offer it to me. Whatever act you do, offer it to me. In fact, one of our students, he was sharing with somebody, I had shared it maybe in a class with them, and when he was doing his masters, he was telling a research scholar, he said, our sir told us this, so he used to love going to the gym every day. He said, I do my push-ups and pull-ups and all the weightlifting. And he says, Swami, it's my offering to you. So, the question is not what you do. The question is, are you willing to do it as an offering to Him? One day, Swami was with devotees. And he said, what would you like to be in the hands of the Lord? And somebody said lotus, somebody said this, somebody said that. Swami said, if you have to be something in the hands of the Lord, why I'm saying is, if you want to participate in the divine mission of Sai, to be the way we are is not of any use. We have to be the way He wants us to be. He said, if you want to aspire to be something, then be like the flute. That flute which was always either on the lips of Sri Krishna or always tucked in his waistband, never leaving his physical presence. And Swami said, what is the characteristic of the flute? The flute's characteristic is, 1, it is straight. 2, it is absolutely hollow. And because it is straight and it is hollow, when the Lord takes the flute, when Sri Krishna would take up the flute, he could play the most beautiful melodies. So Swami said, aspire to be like that instrument. Nimitta matram bhavya sabya sachi. This is the message that Lord has given in the Bhagavad Gita. You are my instrument. And as an instrument, you should be able to do the task which I have given to you without flinching even for a second. See, one of the biggest challenges as in the university, in my duties which I faced, I mean, all of us have gone through not too long ago, and that memory should not vanish because it's a great eye-opener for life. And how many life skills we picked up during the COVID period. How we in the university tried to cope up with the kind of challenges that were posed by the COVID. It was just a few days left for the final exams of the university. And I just heard from the Vice Chancellor that students and faculty are expressing their extraordinary concern about this kind of virus which is spreading. And so one day we went and the Vice Chancellor spoke to the students in Patti Hostel. He asked me to speak. I also spoke. Then the next day again I went and I met students in small groups, and there was this huge concern with the students what they should do. And we fully empathized with their mental challenges. Somebody said, "Sir, at this point of time, I want to be with my parents. I'm so afraid about them." And others said, "Sir, at this point of time, I am feeling very, very nervous." And we understand that we are not physical Swami. I mean, Swami could just hold off a student's hand and that's all his problems would get resolved. I remember once when I was warden, Swami gave me this. He said, "Anybody has any health problem, serious health problem, just send them for morning darshan and I will take care." What a simple solution. Today we have to make so much effort. One simple skin rash that a student has, we are breaking our head. What should we do to resolve his problem? Because, they are far away from parents. So, and it has never happened in the history of the university that for something like this, the university exams were cancelled or postponed or things like that. So I went and shared my experience and with the elders, and the decision that was taken is, okay, those who want to go home, let them go home, and we'll see how best we can help them out. But those who want to stay, let them stay. And minute to minute, from the government, from the Home Ministry, directives are coming, and I would be constantly getting the WhatsApp messages, "This is today's directive." And next day the directive will get modified and it will get changed. So it was a very, very unusual thing. And I thought to myself, as controller of examinations, what should I be doing? And then my mind, see, this is where Swami's guidance is for all time. You have to contemplate on it and you will find a solution. And this, my mind got transported to the year 1993. It was another very difficult time for the education sector in India. The new Prime Minister had launched the Mandal Commission reservations, and this devastated the whole country. The whole country was on fire. I mean, some of the elders who know that period, we were seeing in the newspaper, youngsters were burning themselves alive on the streets, protesting against this reservation policy of the government, and institutions providing education even premier institutions had closed down, and we were all worried, what is going to happen? And especially our elders were very worried about the Anantapur campus because they are girls and they are a little far away from Prashantlayam, at least in Puttaparthi. Swami is physically there. In Vrindavan, everything is within the campus. But the girls' campus was far away, and supposing there is any commotion, any riot, how do we protect our students? So this problem was posed by our elders to Swami. He who has created us knows how to fix us. He created us, right? So he knows how to fix us. You know what amazing advice Swami gave? He said, all these people who will want to do mischief, they will all get up late in the morning and they will start their activities only in late part of the day. This was his suggestion. See, today with full confidence we can share it in public. You know what Swami said? You conduct exam 6 a.m. to 9 a.m. By the time these people wake up, okay, chai pani we will have. Already all students have returned to their respective hostels and there is no problem going to be there. Believe it or not, I was warden of the hostel. 4 a.m. the Suprabhatam bell will go. 4:30 the Suprabhatam starts. 5 o'clock breakfast is ready. Students will have breakfast. 5:30 all the teachers are in the campus and they're collecting all the question papers, answer scripts. 6 o'clock students are in the campus writing the examinations. 9 o'clock exam over, everybody back to their respective hostels or homes. Not the whole country. Lakhs of students lost an academic year in that particular year. Lakhs of students. Sathya Sai Institute students completed their examinations successfully and got their degrees in time. That was the power. That was the power of Swami's, word. And because we adhere to it, so my mind got transported. See, in such a time of acute crisis that the nation was facing, Swami guided us to do something which was in the best interest of the students. And from that point of view, it is our duty to do our best. So we permitted those who wanted to go home, they went home. And for the others, we said, stay put. And all COVID protections, our Vice Chancellor, and that was something amazing. When he was appointed, I was so struck because he was a doctor, a certified doctor, and that too at Stockholm in Switzerland. And he was part of the team which awards Nobel Prize in medicine. So at the cutting edge of medicine, such a person has been transported when there is no medicine department in our university. So I was wondering, what is this? We don't have any department of medicine, but a doctor has become the Vice Chancellor. Till COVID hit us, and I realized the kind of, even before, see how Swami's institutions work, you must understand from inside. From outside, public will not even know. And he was on the cutting edge of research taking place, and they discovered that in one particular place, hydrochloroquine tablets were very, very effective against COVID. And he immediately informed first to the trust, to the super speciality head of the super speciality hospital, and the whole of Puttaparthi and nearby towns. They wiped out all stocks of that hydrochloroquine. It was that medicine. All stocks wiped out, because in a few hours from now, before the government order came, you cannot buy that from the shops unless you have a particular written order from the government. It became that kind of situation before that, and he sent it to all the campuses, and he said, all those who are above 50, and I was the first recipient of that drug, he said, you're my frontline warrior, so I have to protect you against this. And he was the first person to hand over. But he would go personally to each campus and see that, they are, the COVID precautions, that there should be cleaning material in the bathrooms and washing and this, that. He personally went and inspected. It was a great boon to have him. In fact, one day when he was briefing us of how COVID is going to unfold, one of our senior staff, he said, sir, are you saying that we are all going to die? The way you have picturized the whole thing. And he said, no, it will not happen like that. And then he explained how a pandemic unfolds. And he said, by that time, when it starts spreading, the vaccines would have been come to the market, and then you will be administered the vaccine and you will be protected. And exactly as he described, it happened. So it was such a, unusual. But I had to conduct university examination in the midst of COVID lockdown. And I'm wondering, one campus said, sir, we don't have any answer scripts. All state boundaries are closed. No question paper can be transported anywhere to another place. In Puttaparthi itself, we had so many red zones. I still remember when I was handing over the answer script to one faculty, she was in a red zone, and then we had quietly agreed there's a small gap in the back gate of the ashram. So she would come from the other side in the back gate, and from this side, in the small gap between the pillar and the gate, the answer scripts were transferred to her. This is how, we got all our answer scripts evaluated. And it was a time of unimaginable, and I can jolly well understand, because humanity has not seen something like this for 100 years. So even if somebody had that 100 years ago, nobody has any memory, nobody has any inkling of how they handle that problem, including governments, including our government. So in that kind of scenario, how we can, and then I was wondering how to send the answer scripts, because one campus said we don't have any answer scripts. And then we said, she's the director of the Anantapur campus, he said, can we take white sheets of paper and print the institute format of the answer scripts? I said, granted, go ahead. And then question papers. 9 years before that, our IT guy, I was then in Vrindavan, and we had a personal interaction, and he said, sir, we are going to use this VPN technology. Kindly see, it will be only internal, and we will transfer some documents. And we had tested it. When COVID came, he knows the technology, I know that it works. We both got together, and all question papers are transmitted to all the campuses through that technology, totally confidential. They printed it in the respective campuses, and then some parents said, no, your teachers will come and they will bring COVID to our children. So I said, forget all the teachers, those who are staying in the hostel, the research scholars and the teachers in the hostel will conduct the examination. So the first time in our history, we conducted university exam in the dining hall of our students' hostels. So this was something unprecedented. But after all that is over, 800 students had to be sent to various, right up to Darjeeling, from Kerala to Darjeeling, that is a spread of our student community. And with the help of Sri Sathya Sai Seva organization, we took special permits, sent them in cars and buses. Believe it or not, 800 students during the midst of COVID reached home, and not one case of COVID. And even those who had gone home, we got a Supreme Court judgment. By 30th of September, all universities should complete their examinations and declare results, especially final year students. So the other students had already been exposed to by that time we had launched our own learning management system, and we were conducting our internal exams. So I said, for them we will do it later. But what about this who don't have? And that is where our Sri Sathya Sai Seva organization, they came forward. My salutations to the Sai organization and salutations to the Sevadal volunteers. Without thinking, they were actually all in lockdown. And they said, Swami has given us this blessed opportunity to do seva in the midst. And we were sending, and some of them did not have digital skills. And we had created a helpline, and they are taking, okay, uncle, you know how to do it. Can you advise me? And so in different particular centers, they had taken this responsibility. They purchased, in some states, they called all the students to a particular place. In the state of Jharkhand, we did not have Seva Samiti in a particular district. So the neighboring district president said, you come and stay with us, and they took permission from us. The student will come and stay in the devotee's house for 10 days, 15 days. They will feed them, they will take care of them, and exam time they will conduct the examination. I tell you, it is not without reason that in the whole world, with lockdowns across the world, The only university which conducted exams successfully is Sri Sathya Sai Institute of Higher Learning. When the students were to give in their degrees, COVID was still there, some of the students could not afford to come flight, and the Central Trust came forward. They offered them flight tickets to come to the convocation, only those who were to get the gold medals, and they got the gold medals in Swami's presence in the midst of COVID. I'm telling you, unthinkable. Only Sai can do it. When I see, and the whole mystery of this was resolved for me. One student wrote to me, he was from Mangalore, North Karnataka. They had organized all of them to assemble in Mangalore, the Sai Center in Mangalore. And this boy writes, "Sir, I have not seen Swami, but I am seeing these devotees of Swami. They are given us such wonderful accommodation. They are providing us toiletries. They are feeding us such sumptuous food 4 times a day. And you know what, sir? With so much of strain and so much of effort, they are scanning all our answer scripts and every day sending it to you. I have not seen Swami. These are total strangers to me. But when I see how much they are doing for me, a total rank stranger, now I understand what must be the love of Sai that his devotees are doing for rank outsiders. That is Sri Sathya Sai Seva Organization. To be an instrument of Sai is not easy. You want to participate in the mission? Yes, His grace will flow. But it is not easy, because the challenges to fulfill what He wants, and the only thing that can drive you in the midst of all vicissitudes that you will face is that you are only an instrument. He is the boss. He will get His work done. He is using us. Never ever, because of my talent, because of my capability, because of this, I did it. Nothing you can do. One day it was again examination related. It was the month of May. I had just declared the results for undergraduate results in the university, and suddenly there was an all India strike of India Post. And they are combating with one of the most powerful governments of our country today. But they were so adamant, the postal staff, for their rights, and they were not willing, and I didn't know. No examiner is able to send anything to us. We are not able to send answer scripts, and our answer scripts would go all over the country, and we are wondering. I waited for 1 week. I waited. Finally, I said, this is not solvable. So I went to Mahasamadhi, and just as Dharmakshetra is in Mumbai, for the world, Prashantilayam and Prashanti Mandir and Mahasamadhi is very, very special. One day, our students were putting up a drama, school kids. It was on Shirdi Baba. And that episode comes in Shirdi Baba's life that he calls Malsapati and says, 3 days I will be away from the body. If I don't come back, you bury my body. So 3 days against all obstacles, Malasapati is, protecting that body. So that scene was being depicted, and Swami went inside, and he was telling the students who were around him, he said, in Shirdi Baba's time, I told Malasapati like that I'll come back for 3 days. But in this avatar, I am not going to go anywhere. I am going to be there in the Mahasamadhi, and I am going to bless all my devotees from the Mahasamadhi. This is what Swami told much before he gave up his body. So I was total at loss. I went to the Mahasamadhi. I said, Swami, June 1st comes, all the students and all the HODs will start asking, sir, when are the results? When are the results? And what am I going to answer to them? This is the state of affairs. And I put that prayer to Swami and I came back. Next day I'm in the office and to my utter surprise, I'm sitting in my office and there our postman crosses my door and goes to the dispatch desk, postal dispatch desk to our office. After a few minutes, he is coming back. I said, come here, I want to talk to you. I said, I thought you were on strike. Is it not? He said, yes, sir. There are two kinds of employees in the India Post. One is the contract employees. They are still continuing the strike. But the regular employees, from today onward, the strike is called off. And that's how today I have come to deliver the post and to collect the post from you. And then he gave me one tip or information. He said, in Puttaparthi, there are 8 postmen. Only one is a regular employee, and that is myself. And the other 7 are all contract employees. I said, oh, the whole of Puttaparthi will not get their post. But the administrative building of the university, which has the exam section, is serviced by that one regular postman. He gets his post. I was stunned. Grace can be so targeted. That is Swami. Let the whole world go to dogs. This student of mine, this devotee of mine means that I will stop this whole thing and I will see that their desires and their needs are fulfilled. My dear, do you know who is Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba? I can transform this. I can, the earth I can transform into the sky. The sky I can transform into the earth. And one day when we were in his presence as students, I still remember he telling, I can transform any one of you into a girl and a girl back into boy. Any volunteers? So yeah. And our Vice Chancellor turned to the treasurer, Swami, you can demonstrate or not, treasurer? And then Swami said later, but that you had that kind of power in his hand, he gave each one of us his unconditional love, which is beyond words. I have seen it personally with the student community. Swami gave me an opportunity to have a ringside view of his relationship with students whom he said are his property. I was a young teacher. In fact, I was completing my master's and I knew this student, very indifferent to study. He was my junior and I thought he will not come back for his higher studies. But he came back, and in that academic year I joined as a teacher. I said, my God, how are we going to handle this fellow who does not like to study? So many parents have that concern. What will we do with our son or daughter? I remember Mrs. Bhutia, who used to take care of the Mahila wing of our ashram in Vrindavan. One day she reported to Swami, her daughter was studying in Anandpur campus. Swami, look at the marks of my daughter, and she was pleading, Swami, so horrible they are. And you know what Swami told? See, how Swami will support his students, that is personally very, very stunning to me. Swami said, when you were that age, were you better? Were you better? You are talking as a mother today. When you were in her position, how much tension you have given to your mother? That is, and recently in the centenary year, she runs today a Montessori school in Darjeeling, and they had bought on Ram Katha, a program. Amazing. You can see it on YouTube. I think the Sri Sathya Sai schools had a 2-day function, and as part of that they presented it. I felt so blessed, and I went and told her, Amma, do you know your daughter has trained the children so well, and we felt so delighted to see. See, that is Swami. He doesn't see the present, he sees the future. So this particular boy, he joined us, and I had no clue. I was just in my first year of teaching, till one day the warden shared. He said, I was there with this boy one day with Swami, and Swami asked him, what will you do after your UG days are over? He said, Swami, I will do this postgraduate course. If I get it, I will study here. Otherwise, I am not going to study here. I will go somewhere. And Swami said, what difference it makes? You study this course or that course. What difference it makes? No, Swami, I will study only this course. And Swami said, okay, you do that course. And then the boy left. And this is what Swami shared with our warden. He said, this fellow, his time is so bad. If he goes out at this juncture of the institute, he is sure to die in an accident. But Swami will not tell him, hey, if you go out at this point, you will die in an accident. Better you be here. So Swami did not think of how the students will feel, because everybody knows him. This fellow doesn't like studies. How his teachers will feel. He never thought of it. His only concern was, what is this boy good for this student? That's all was his concern. And the power of unconditional love, I tell you, is so amazing. 3 months ago, I happened to visit Dubai. Because Swami wanted, he wanted me to know, and this is what stuns me. I call Swami the stunning avatar. You know why? Because he stuns me daily. I mean, if you know somebody and you have lived with somebody for long, you will know how he is, right? He cannot stun you. Swami, we know Swami will be like this, he will do like this. But how do you describe a phenomena who can stun you daily? So, I didn't know. And one of the alumnus said, sir, this boy is there. Would you like to interact with him? I said, okay. And I had a phone call with him. The next day, I was not staying long, just 2 days or 3 days. So next day I visited his house and I said, I have come to see you to tell you that this is what happened when you were a young student 35 years ago. And he said, that's what my mother-in-law would tell me, that your lifeline is too short. And his wife added that he used to tell that Swami only gave him seat. He was not going to get the seat, but Swami gave him seat, which is a very rare intervention. But today, he is the CEO of his own company. And what Swami wanted me to hear, 35 years down the line, this CEO of a company has surrounded himself with IITians and IM graduates as his employees. And he said, knowledge is very important. I said, this fellow, who would not even like to open his books? He says, I want to interact only with the best of the best. And he has employed the IM graduates and IITians around him. I said, Swami, आपका भी कोई जवाब नहीं है. And the most beautiful part of my interaction with him, he showed me those photos from India. A lot of our sants and mahatmas, they go for all over the world on satsang missions or whatever. And so many of these sants and mahatmas, when they visit Delhi, when they visit Dubai, they request and they insist that they will be staying only with this fellow. He has become the unofficial host in Dubai for all Sant and Mahatmas going from India. I said, what a service. That fellow who never wanted to study, look, and Swami wanted me to see that. He said, you remember how you felt when you were a young teacher? See him today. So that is what, I find in Swami, a great educator. Because when he would see a person, in fact, he told in the bhajan group in Prashantlayam, we have Mr. Iradi. They were long time devotees. His brother was a justice in the Supreme Court of India. And so he got an interview with Swami in Prasantalayam, and Swami was telling he said, when I see a person 1,000 janmas before and 1,000 janmas to come, forget the current janma, everything is before my vision in half a second. So when he is interacting with us, it is that breadth of vision. We have no idea. I remember in Sanatan Sarti I had read, there was this devotee, I think a foreigner, and he had got called for interview after 2 weeks. So he complained to Swami, Swami, 2 weeks I have been Parthi and today you are calling me. You know what Swami said? What about the 2,000 years I have waited for you? What about the 2,000 years I have waited for you? So, ये जन्म जन्म का रिश्ता है, ये आज की बात नहीं है. And that's why, many years ago, our students they sang. It was a very poignant moment when they sang this. Actually, it is, I think, some movie song, but the occasion was such that we had to express our feelings, and the lyrics of this song came so beautifully to express that. So the song is something like this. जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा. न कोई है न कोई था जिंदगी में तुम्हारे सिवा, तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा. जब तक चांदनी होई रात तब तक देता सब साथ, जब कोई चांदनी हो रात सब देता हमारा साथ. तुम मगर अंधेरों में ना छोड़ना मेरा हाथ, जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तू देना मेरा साथ हमनवा. तुझसे मिलकर हुआ यकीन, हम पहले भी मिले कभी. सिलसिला ये सदियों का कोई आज की बात नहीं, जब कोई बात बिगड़ जाए, जब कोई मुश्किल पड़ जाए, तुम देना साथ मेरा ओ हमनवा. That relationship, I used to always tell our students, Sai is not merely our constant companion, he is our eternal companion. One day, speaking in his presence, sometimes while speaking, in the spur of the moment, we make up something and we say. So I said, and Swami is going to take care of us in the future. And Swami looked at me and said, how do you know? How do I know? How do I know? And after publicly he has asked this question, I dare not proceed unless I answer that question. And I'm asking how do I know that Swami is going to take care of me in the future? And that was a very, very precious moment for me, because I had to dive deep into my inner self. And from that inner self came these words which I uttered. And he said, there are some questions which the head has no right to answer. Only the heart has the right to answer. And at this moment, this is what my heart tells me, that in this lifetime, how much Swami has taken care of me, I know. How much he has taken care of me. And If this is what my experience is, my heart says that He will certainly take care of me in future also, and He will certainly take care of me in future lives if they are to come. This is my heart's experience and conviction. And through that little innocent conviction, Swami made me realize what my heart knows, but what my mind did not know, by way of that conviction that nothing in this world can shake you. So may we pray to Swami to give all of us that strength of mind that no matter what happens, we will not leave that feet which we have caught. The first message that He gave to mankind, Manas bhajare Guru Charanam, Dustara Bhavasagar Taranam. This world is very, very difficult to cross. It is samsara sagara. But catch hold of the feet of the Master. Catch hold of my feet and don't leave that feet. One day, I just asked one of our senior professors in Anantapur, I said, Em Samacharam. What is the news? And said, hey, you are asking me like how Swami would ask us. And poured out her immediate woe. And I said, stunning. This problem cannot be solved by human people. It is not possible. You tell anybody, they will not be able to resolve it. And then, in the next breath, she shared her own, it came from within. And she said, one day we were with Swami, and Swami told us, see, all of you know, you have entered this samsara sagara. So, once in a while, you will keep drowning. Once in a while, look at his confidence. Firstly, he has created samsara sagara. He knows us fully, thoroughly. He knows that terrain. And he says, he is fully convinced that once in a while we'll get into such a corner that we will not be able to extricate ourselves. Nobody will be able to extricate ourselves. And then comes that assurance. He said, but don't worry, I will keep bailing you out. You keep drowning, I will keep bailing you out. What an assurance! What an assurance Bhagavan has given to each one of us. And that's why that first prayer which He has taught, He is not taught to a man or a woman. He has not taught it to an adult or to a young person. He has not taught it to a Brahmin or a Shudra. He is not addressing that prayer to an Indian or to an American or to a European. What is that prayer? Manasa bhajare. Oh mind, that mind which is so distraught with the problems of the world, oh mind, catch hold of the feet of the Master, and this whole samsara sagara, He will take you across. That is what Meera sings. Sat ki nav ke vatiya sadguru bhav sagar tarayo. This Bhavasagar is so difficult to cross, but I have found my Sadguru, and my Sadguru will take me across. May all of us recognize that to participate in His mission is just an example, an instance of us to catch hold of His feet, to follow His footsteps. See, do you think it is easy to be God? For the God to come as avatar. My God, what all problems He had to go through in His physical thing. He will say something and we don't listen to Him, and yet He knows that one day this fellow 30 years from now will understand the worth of what I am saying. If not in this Janma, 1,000 Janmas later, He will ultimately reach me. That is unconditional love. He who created Mama Evamso Jiva Loke Jiva Bhuta Sanatana. You are all my amshas. You are me. I am you. I was teaching the other day to our students. It's a beautiful analogy. Swami would start his discourse, Divya Atma Swarup Rara. And said, Swami, is it really true? We are Divya Atma Swarupas. Yes, my dear, you are Divya Atma Swarupa. And there was this ardent devotee of Swami, Lieutenant General Chibber. And one day he was meditating on this, and this beautiful analogy comes to him. It's a conversation between an ice cube and water. And water tells the ice cube, "Hey, ice cube, I am above you, I am below you, I am in front of you, I am behind you, I am all around you, I am with you." True or false? And the ice cube says, "Yes, what you have said is correct." Then, once he has learned that lesson, the ice cube gets the second message from water. And the water says, "Ice cube, my dear, I am in you, you are in me. Is it not true?" And the ice cube says, "Yes, my Lord, it is so true, and I know that this is also my experience." And finally, the final message comes, "My dear ice cube, I am you and you are me." And that was the mission on which Bhagwan Sri Sathya Sai Baba came to drive home, "My dear, each one of you are me." There's a 1988, there was a interview Swami gave in Dasara to some of our MBA students. He spoke on bhakti, and then he was asking everybody, "How was my talk?" And there was this student. So these are two student versions of that same interview. So this one boy said, "Swami, bhakti is very good, you spoke very well, but my path is jnana." And the moment he said that, Swami waved his hand. He said, "Both are same." And then he waved his hand, and came from his hands 28 photographs. Amazing photograph. It's not a picture, it's not a painting, it's a photograph. And in the photograph, Swami is speaking to Swami. And he says that every person you meet in the world, think that they are Swami only. Every person you interact is Swami. And you are also Swami. And then Swami raises the doubt also. And he resolves the doubt. You know what he said? He said, "What if the Swami in front of you is not behaving properly? He starts playing mischief with you. How do you deal with that Swami? You be the true Swami. You be as Swami is. Let him be the way it is." See, what a practical wisdom. And then another student's perception, it's a very... so in one photograph, in one side, Swami is raising his hand and very animatedly speaking. And the other Swami is quietly, he's sort of putting his hands down. So he's quietly listening to the message. So Swami said, "See, this is the person, Sai, who's speaking, is the teacher Swami. And the Sai who's listening is the student Swami. And so when you follow the words of the teaching Swami, then you as a student will become Swami himself. And I want all of you to reach that state." So in such unimaginable ways, Swami would teach the highest of truths. No moment with him was something which you could come away which did not provide you with a lesson for life. So once again, thanking all of you for this wonderful opportunity to be in this such a sacred Dharmakshetra, contemplating on Professor Anil Kumar, our translator of Swami's discourses, he would say, "Man walking on the moon is not so important as God walking on earth." That Sri Sathya Sai, we had the chance to meet, interact, and imbibe such wonderful lessons for life. Jai Sai Ram.
It was indeed a blessing, especially during this month of Aradhana Divas, to listen to many such anecdotes from Sir. And there would be different anecdotes which would resonate with each one of us, maybe differently. one anecdote which I would like to say which resonated with me was that especially when we see in today's world where there is so much of chaos, so much of disturbances outside as well as inside, one message which I will take away for me is what Swami gave it as his first message of this avatar. Manasa bhajare guru charanam dustara bhava sagara taranam. We should always have in our mind that manasa, the man, it should be resonating at the feet of our Lord, and we should always do all our acts selflessly. So again, we would like to thank Sir for all the experiences that he had shared. And speaking of the selfless activities that we would like to commemorate, so I would like to call upon our own Vishwanath uncle to kindly present the token of appreciation and gratitude to Sanjay Sahni sir.
प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम 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 श्री राम 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 प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम 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 श्री राम 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 प्रेम मुदित मन से कहो राम राम पाप कटे दुख मिटे वेत राम नाम भव समुद्र शिखर नाम एक राम नाम परम शांति सुख निदान दिव्य राम नाम निराधार को आधार एक राम नाम माता पिता बंधु सखा सब ही राम नाम भक्त जन रखी भजन एक राम नाम भक्त जनर जीवन धन एक राम नाम राम 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 Sri Ram Ram Ram
पुरुषोत्तम गुरु तू
Baba शान्ति शान्ति समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु समस्तलोका सुखिनो भवन्तु शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
जय बोलो भगवान श्री सत्य साई बाबा जी की
जय। परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्ष प्रदायिनीं बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्ष प्रदायिनीं बाबा विभूतिं इदमाश्रयामि परमं पवित्रं बाबा विभूतिं परमं विचित्रं लीला विभूतिं परमार्थ इष्टार्थ मोक्ष प्रदायिनीं बाबा